everyone. Today we're going to do a writing assignment, and this type of writing assignment is called process writing. And you actually, even though you start learning this in grade school, you still do this in college, all right? You do it all the way through. And it's important to learn because it teaches us to organize our thoughts in a very specific kind of way. So you know how a story has a beginning and a middle and an end, right? Process writing is kind of like that, only it's not a made up story. It's telling you how to do something. The process of something means like the steps of something. And so the first step to doing that is literally just listing the steps. So it might be like how to make a cake, get these ingredients, mix them in a bowl, put them in the oven, right? In this case, though, not everybody knows how to make a cake, but everybody gets up in the morning. All of you all out there are getting up and doing things every day. I usually get up and I start my day with, brushing my teeth, maybe wash my face, take a shower, depending. I always have coffee. I start every day with coffee. But then after that, I do other things, right? So I want you to make a list. So write it down on paper. I did one and I numbered my steps. Now I'm going to read it to you because, first of all, I have a terrible light glare on my whiteboard. Didn't think about that. But also, I have terrible handwriting. So we're going to practice. I wanted to get it all on here. If I had lined paper, I think I would do much better handwriting. So I think you can try that. But what we have is I wrote number 1, wake up, brush teeth, get dressed. Number 2, eat breakfast. Number 3, watch substitute video and try the activity, right? Maybe you do that. I would like if you did that. Number 4, do my schoolwork. So this is the stuff, maybe you have a packet from school or something that you're working on. We're coming close to the end of the school year, and most of us aren't actually going back to school, so we're doing stuff at home. So this would be one of that. And then maybe lunch, right? I wrote play video games. So after lunch and I've done my schoolwork, I'm going to play some video games. That sounds awesome. Doesn't it sound awesome? Maybe, though, you don't like video games or you don't have them or your older brother is always on them. You figure out some other thing you play. This is my schedule. Your schedule's going to be a little different. Read a story. I like to read. Call my friend. I've been kind of lonely because I'm not going to school, so I like to call them on the phone and talk to them. Then this one, dinner. And then take a bath and go to bed. So this is a schedule. Now you could just do it just for the morning if you want to list a lot more things, but I have 10 steps here. I would like for you to do at least 5. So 5 would still get you to lunch and my board. You might not do that many things in the morning. Maybe you do schoolwork after lunch. Whatever your schedule is will be different. But I want you to write 5 things. If you're older, especially, or if you just really like working with time, see if you could add in the time of day these things. Like maybe I eat breakfast at 9 a.m., right? Or I could write it like this, 9, and we have the dot and the zeros, right? 9 o'clock. And then I eat breakfast. Let's say it takes me about half an hour. Well, then that would mean 30 minutes later would be 9:30. Whoops. I watch the video and do the activity. So it's not till probably 10:15 that I'm doing my schoolwork. I wrote right over that. I forgot my eraser over there. It's over there. I don't have it right now. But you see what I mean. And then that takes me a while. I eat lunch right at noon. We call noon, but it means 12, right? 12 o'clock. Right in the middle of the day, we call that noon. 12 o'clock at night, we call midnight. So that's 2 times during one day that we have a name for the time. So we don't just have to say 12, we can actually say noon or midnight. I don't think any other time actually has a name like that. But anyways, that would be 5 steps right there. And that's how many I would like for you to do. If you want to do a whole day, that's really cool. And here's another thing. If you're like me, your schedule might be changing. For instance, my son, he's doing the stuff that he works on at home, the schoolwork for home, and they were doing like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, but then the next week, they didn't do any. Another friend of mine in another school system, her kids are only doing their schoolwork on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, because that's the way that school does. But that would mean their schedule would change. So their Monday schedule would be different than their Tuesday schedule because they don't have their schoolwork on Tuesday. So that means they wouldn't even have this whole line in there. So they must have something different because they wouldn't do their schoolwork on that day. What do? Maybe they do art projects. Maybe they like to draw. Whatever your schedule is, 5 steps, write them down. You don't have to put the times in, but if you're older, see if you can figure it up. And see, maybe after you figure it up, you can always say out to the side how many minutes it actually took you. Ooh, so I said at 9 a.m. I eat breakfast. At 9:30, I watched the substitute video. That means it took me 30 minutes. Okay. If I start art at 10, that means from 9:30 to 10, and then I did this for 30 minutes, right? Here's the word minutes. I can't get neat enough on this board. I shouldn't have used this board. Minutes. There we go. That's the word minutes. At noon, I had lunch. So from 10 to noon, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. Wait, that's not right. 10 o'clock. I counted the 10. I started at 10. So then I went to 11 o'clock and 12 o'clock. I spent 2 hours doing art, according to this. Now, if you're younger, don't worry about these times. But if you're older, see if you can figure that out. Write a time for each and write how long. If you had a piece of paper, you'll get more room out of it. 2 hours doing art. Boy, I better have some good art for 2 hours, huh? But, a lot of times when I do art, I do other things too. I start looking at TV or thinking about stuff. That's my process. I would like for you to write me a schedule for your morning or your whole day, whichever you like, that has at least 5 steps. All right. Well, I just erased my schedule board, so I get to pick whatever I want to do now. So it's been fun talking to you. I'm going to do something else and write a new schedule for it. Bye.